what I always find strange about the likes of Harry and Meghan, and in particular any celebrities, is that when you need them, they suddenly go quiet. You know the sort of thing I mean. When the disgraced chat show host Ellen DeGeneres, things got a little bit hot and sticky, but where was she with her kindness and stuff like that? She decided to make a documentary comedy stand-up thing for Netflix in which she accused people of treating her badly, forgetting, of course, literally on record with affidavits, many people who'd worked for her during her tenure as a very successful daytime TV chat show host. Well, they didn't feel the warmth, did they? You know the sort of thing I mean. And when you look back, of course, at Prince Harry, one of the things that really triggered off a lot of negativity, particularly inside the British monarchy, was this. Remember when he came over for a flying visit to Windsor Castle to visit our late and brilliant monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, and then shot back to speak to the NBC reporter, Hoda Kotb. And the bottom line was that he said, if you remember, well, he was checking in on the Queen because, of course, he wanted to make sure that, well, you know, she had the right sort of people around her. What a slap in the teeth to the people at that point who've given their all looking after Her Majesty during that terrible situation with the pandemic that we all went through on a worldwide basis. Well, Harry carried on residing over in Montecito and attacking his family from there. You get the picture. But here's now where it gets interesting, to say the least. See you. Thank you so much as ever for your time today. Are you all right? I'm all right, thank you very much. Nice to have your company, whatever you're doing. And as ever, thank you for your great support for all of the videos. I'm glad you enjoyed the video about the vegan calf and the National Trust. It's preposterous, isn't it? As somebody wrote, I think, in one of the comments, and they said, it's been years, Neil, since you can get anything decent in that cafe. And it's true. I know what you mean. When you go to places now, and if you're like me, we just like normal food. And I say normal food, plain and simple food. It might be something like a cheese and pickle sandwich, but no, it has to have something like chopped bay leaves hanging off a garland of flowers. You know what I mean? And you think, why can't you just have something normal? Even if it's just a fruit yogurt, strawberry, oh no, it has to have elderflower. Oh. And you come and say, yeah. And this is the reason why people are turning away and bringing their own food. Of course, now they're trying to ban that also, aren't they? Now, something people might want to ban is particularly this, because you may know that the NBC Today host, Hoda Kotb, I think that's how you say her name, is now leaving the corporation after 26 years. Well, not fully, she's popping back for specials. And it was all a very teary sort of, oh dear, you know, we're leaving, we're going to miss you. True story, I believe, is this, that NBC have to cut their losses. And at 26 years in that particular job, she will be on an astronomical salary. So it's either take a reduction, allegedly, or indeed just move on. That's my belief, right? I know how television works, right, Hoda? Now, what's interesting, as I say, is they're trying to put together this wonderful special package for her leaving in the early part of 2025. And what better to look back at some of those spectacular interviews that she's done with people over the years, you know, the sort of thing. Looking back at her and it's a distinguished career. She's been lucky to interview some wonderful people. But how about this? You see, apparently NBC have reached out to the Montecito duo, that is, of course, Harry and Meghan, and perhaps Harry would like to come on her final morning to wish her all the best. Silence, right? Now, behind the scenes also, they said, well, what about a pre-recorded video? Maybe that might work. Silence. Now, one might suggest, of course, that Harry and Meghan are incredibly busy. No two ways about it. But moving forward, you would have thought, given the fact that he dashed to meet her and sit down with her to discuss Invictus and, of course, how worried he was about our late and brilliant monarch, he might have decided to have a little bit of time for some of the people that have helped him along the way. But this is how celebrity works. Now, they're still hopeful. There's still time yet, and maybe Harry's been a little bit busy behind the scenes, as you can imagine. But what I would say is it's all about themselves with celebrity. And of course, when you're useful, you're useful. And what Hoda and her team are now finding out is, well, quite frankly, if you're leaving, you're no use. You know the sort of thing? James Corden, now I'm not on a late chat show, not particularly any use. You get the picture. Moving forward, they're just hoping that Harry can find time. Moving forward, they're just hoping that Harry could find the time to slip it into his diary in a very busy 2025. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.